Let me shift focus to another spot, to Iran. We got through the election without a military confrontation. We have a second-term president who confronts the issue. We have economic sanctions that seem to be working, but working to what end in terms of actually stopping the Iranian nuclear program is unclear. What does your crystal ball say about what happens in Iran and what the chances for conflict with Iran are in the year 2013?
When you look at the public statements that American presidents have made over 10 years, we have asserted, they have all asserted, that the Iranian nuclear military program must be stopped. But there are terms of art that show different shades of meaning. Some say they must not have a nuclear weapons capability. Some say the nuclear capability must be stopped. And in the debates between the two candidates, these terms of art were used interchangeably. If the dividing line is that they must not have a nuclear weapon, and then it will become very nearly impossible to manage, because that means that they can continue to enrich plutonium. There are three levels that define a nuclear capability: delivery systems, enrichment capability, and warheads. The delivery systems are not even the subject of negotiation. So the question is whether the enrichment capability gets eliminated or significantly curtailed. Drawing a line at the weapons, the warhead development is not a meaningful line, because the jump from enrichment to weapon is so short that and our intelligence capability on that subject is so limited. Apparently negotiations are going on. The fact of a bilateral negotiation between Iran and the United States is a matter, of course, of grave concern to Israel, matter of grave concern to the Sunni Arab world, because they would want the Iranian nuclear capability totally eliminated. Where the negotiations seem to be going is to establish some line beyond which enrichment will not take place. And the conventional wisdom on that is that if you permit enrichment beyond the 5% level, you are so close to a military enrichment capability. So the two debates that will go on, it's should you negotiate with Iran at all? And secondly, how do you handle the enrichment problem? On the question of whether one should negotiate with Iran at all, it seems to me that the point that has been reached, in which Israel has indicated that it might take unilateral action within a 6-month period, we have said that no action is off the table in preventing the enrichment, and the enrichment proceeding at a pace that makes the debate potentially irrelevant. Means that some negotiation has to be attempted, whichever course we go. If we are prepared to go to war on that issue or to a blockade, we need to go through this process. But we have a limited time. It has to be done within the calendar year of 2013, or the technological progress in Iran is it's outrunning events. And we have to understand that if we cannot stop the enrichment, we then will be living with a nuclear Iran. And the consequences that this will have in the spread of nuclear technology through the region, the increased likelihood of some nuclear weapon being used at some point, the laws of credibility when for 10 years you have said something is unacceptable, and you then cannot define what you mean by unacceptable. Those will be the criteria that will have to be applied.